I love it. And we're back live again. Let me just get a
Hello.
little note up here for people to remember to
Ask us
tell
your
us their
question.
questions. Hey, I am Darby, and this is Brooke, and this is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers, where we answer your questions live here in the chat. So as people start coming in, Brooke, we will answer their questions, and I will get some messages ready here. So if you're just joining us, put your questions in the chat.
Yep. And I'll say tomorrow is when classes start. So yesterday, all of our students should have received access to Canvas so they can log into your student portal. So please make sure that you are logging in and getting familiar with your student portal and the classes that you're registered for. You can start accessing that and sort of reviewing what is coming up due. So we are so excited for a new semester to start tomorrow.
It's going to be so fun. Hey, if you haven't joined us before, or if you have, I'm Darby, and this is...
I'm Brooke.
And this is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
And we are just happy to be here with all of you. So put your questions in the chat. We will answer them as they come in. And if you have literally any question about BYU Pathway or English Connect, Brooke knows most of the answers. And so we'll just put those up on the screen for her, let her answer those for us. Okay, so we've got questions coming in, Brooke. I'm going to start putting these up for you. Okay. Yep, just keep putting them in. So the question says, hey, if we take Online Institute, will they transfer over to the 3-year degree program? Great question, Brooke.
Yes. Yep. So if you are currently in Pathway Connect and you're taking Online Institute classes for credit, those will also transfer over as part of the 3-year degree program.
Fabulous. Okay. So again, if you're just joining us, we know people are just kind of like falling in here. Just put your question in the chat. That's how this works. We'll try to answer any question you have about BYU Pathway, English Connect, and we're just happy to have you all here. Okay. So we just have somebody saying, hey, I'm just starting English Connect in Brazil, which is awesome.
Welcome. Good to have you.
Okay. I know. We're excited to have all of you. We love hearing where you're from. We've got Angola here on the side. Brooke, next question says, hey, how do I join BYU Pathway?
Perfect. So you're going to go to BYUpathway.edu. And in the upper right-hand corner, there is a gold button that says apply for free. So you're going to click on that gold button. It's going to take you to our admissions page. And while there, you can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway, make sure that it's the right fit for you. And then you'll click that gold apply now button. If you're a new applicant or new student, you'll click begin application. If you have enrolled in BYU Pathway previously and are ready to come back, you'll just scroll down to the returning student application.
Awesome. Okay. Great question. Let's see what is next, Brooke. Our next question is about applying for BYU Pathway while studying English Connect 3.
Love it. So if you are currently enrolled in English Connect 3 and you want to apply to BYU Pathway, the only thing that you need to do is pass the free English language assessment. And so I would just want to make sure that you've got a great command of the English language so that you are ready. But we actually have had several students that take English Connect for one more term while enrolled in Pathway Connect because they want to continue practicing their English and having that directed practice experience, but it's not required, but it is an opportunity to do so if you would like to.
Great questions. Hey, if you're just joining, I'm Darby and this is Brooke. This is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. Put your questions in the chat. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and we will answer them. It takes about 10 minutes to get to questions once we really get going here. Brooke, the next question says, can I choose my degree after I finish Pathway Connect?
Yes. So you can work during Pathway Connect in Pathway Connect 103. So the second semester, third term, is when you will select your first certificate class. We call it the Gateway Certificate class. So you are working toward that certificate that will then work into a degree. So you will be able to choose from one of 7 bachelor's degrees or 8 associate's degrees.
Awesome. Okay. Next question comes in and said, oh, we've got a couple in. Okay, if you were just putting questions in, it might take about 10 minutes for us to get to all the questions. I tried to creating an account for a non-member friend and it didn't work. Where can somebody go to get help with a church account, Brooke?
So with creating a church account, there is a website. It's recovery.churchofjesuschrist.org. And I think Darby's got the URL that will come up in a moment. But that's where you'll want to go. There's information on that webpage if you need help with anything. So you'll want to visit that URL. account.churchofjesuschrist.org/recovery. And that's where you can go to get any help that you need with creating a free LDS account.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for all these questions so far, everybody. Next question is going to come from YouTube. And we've just got someone saying, hey, I'm from South Wales, UK. We're glad to have you here. Hey, I'm just starting to get my certificate at Ensign College. How do I enroll in online institutes?
I love it. So Tinny, as part of your Ensign College experience, you're going to take religion classes. And so that should be in your student portal, an option for you to register. If there's any questions or issues with doing it, I would recommend that you reach out to your mentor first. They're going to be able to look at your account with you and provide some customized feedback and walkthrough. And so if you're not sure who your mentor is, their information should be in your student portal, and they should be reaching out to you about once a week during the semester. And then if you're still not sure who they are, you can go to BYU-Pathway.edu, and in the lower right-hand corner, there's a button that says Need Help, Chat with Us. You'll click on that, and then you'll say that you're enrolled. You'll log in with your information. And then you'll click submit. It will authenticate you into the system. And you can say that you need help. You need to know who your mentor is. So it's fairly straightforward to find out who they are if you're not sure who they are right now. But all students that are studying through BYU Pathway, whether you're in Pathway Connect or online certificates and degrees through BYU Idaho and Ensign College, have a mentor that is there to assist them and try to walk through some of these questions with you.
Fabulous. Okay. We've got a nice list of questions here now. Brooke, it says, hey, I did Pathway Connect in 2016. I went to receive a certificate and I tried to take more classes and I wasn't able to choose them. Is this still the case? Oh, so like choosing teachers, or are the teachers chosen for you? Brooke, do you know that? I don't know that answer.
I don't. So I know that there are online teachers, but I'm not familiar with that. I think what probably ends up happening is if you picked a certain section, it might say, hey, here's the teacher for that section. I know there are some classes where they aren't quite as popular, so there aren't lots of teacher options. So it might have been one of those depending on what you were looking for. But I'm actually not sure the answer. So Darby and I work in marketing. So sometimes there's some more technical questions that we don't know the answers to, but we will look into that. You can also send us a direct message with your student ID number, if you remember it, and your question. And we've got a team of folks that reply to questions sort of Monday through Friday, and we'll be happy to answer that question for you. They'll be able to dig into it.
Perfect. Awesome. And if you're just joining us again, I'm Darby and this is Brooke. This is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers, where we try to answer all of your questions in about an hour. And so put them in the chat. It can take 10 minutes to get to your question once we start getting a lot of questions, but we try to go pretty quickly, and Brooke knows a lot of the answers, so it's really helpful. So hey, if we're in our second semester taking classes through BYU Idaho and I want to change to the 3-year degree program, will it change our classes for this semester? Great question.
Yeah. So it wouldn't change your classes for the semester that's starting tomorrow. In April is when you'll be able to make the transition to the 3-year degree program. And I would just say one thing that you'll want to do is visit the Degree in 3 website. So on there's more information about the 3-year degree. There's also a frequently asked questions page that's linked there. And so while it's going to be a great option for most students that are currently taking classes at BYU Idaho and Ensign College online, there are going to be some people where it's going to be better for them to stay in the degree program they're in right now. So depending on if you've taken a lot of electives or if you've taken a lot of core classes, so it's going to be a real case by case, and the advising team will do their best to work with you and help you figure out which is going to be most beneficial for you and help you finish fastest.
Awesome. Okay, so Brooke, what's the cost of the entire bachelor's degree for a Jamaican student? So I'll pull up the website real quick for tuition if you want to talk through it, and then I'll pull it up on the website and show people how to get there.
Awesome. So tuition is all prorated based on where you live. So you can go to BYUpathway.edu/tuition to learn more about what it costs in your home country. So while you're on the tuition page, you'll scroll down, and right now you'll see in the United States, you'll click on that button, and then that's where you can select your home country. So where you can select Jamaica, and then that's where you'll get your per credit price. Which is $15.50 per credit. And a degree through the 3-year degree program is between 90 and 96 credits. So those that will transition to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online will go into that program. And I'm just going to pull out my calculator real fast and give you a real estimate. So it's going to be between $1,400 and $1,500 US dollars for a complete bachelor's degree in Jamaica if you haven't had any classes yet.
Okay, and then they were asking about Haiti also. So the same thing, you're going to come in here and you're going to select Haiti, and it's going to give you your US US dollars. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we're going to keep going. Thank you for all of these great questions. It takes about 10 minutes. We're going as fast as we can through all the questions. Next question, do I have to be a member of the church to participate in BYU Pathway?
Yep. So no, Miguel, you do not need to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to participate. By and large, there are a few countries, primarily in the Middle East, where church membership is a requirement of participation. But in most places in the world, it is not. So BYU Pathway Worldwide is here to really help people start or finish their university degree from just about anywhere.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk about length of PC 103. How long is Pathway Connect 103, Brooke?
Yeah, so Pathway Connect 103 is 7 weeks. So during that 7 weeks, it's university skills. You're also taking an institute class and your first certificate class. So there's a lot going on during that PC 103 timeframe. And then that's also where you're able to start your application to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online. So, and in order to transition from Pathway Connect to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, students just need a 3.0 or higher GPA.
Awesome. Okay, next question. Somebody has a question about what is English Connect?
Yeah, so English Connect is another program provided by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and it helps people all around the world learn English. English Connect 1 and 2 is done at a local level. So there's 3 different skill sets for English Connect. 1 and 2 are done locally, and then English Connect 3 is available online. And you can go to englishconnect.org to learn more. And that website is translated into several languages, so you can share it with friends and family who don't currently speak English.
Fabulous. Keep the questions coming. We love it. We love answering these. Okay. This question says, I want to know if the BYU Pathway courses are just professional courses, or are they really to build into an undergraduate degree, Brooke?
Yeah, so they are to build into an undergraduate degree. So BYU Pathway is designed to help people go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, and they are U.S. accredited degrees, and we offer certificates, associates, and bachelor's degrees in business, communication, applied health, information technology, web development, human and family relations, and professional studies. So there are a lot of great opportunities for you.
Fabulous. Okay. Next question is, when you are just starting Pathway Connect, do you have just the skills class and institute, or can I take more classes? So yeah, what does Pathway Connect look like? Because it can be confusing because there's 3 parts.
Yeah, so Pathway Connect, it's in 3 terms. So there's Pathway Connect 101, where you're taking life skills and an institute class. And this is really designed to help people with time management, budgeting, growth mindset, really setting you up for success. It's awesome for folks who are interested in online learning, and maybe it's been a little while, they've never attended a U.S. education system. Really great. So that's the first 7 weeks. And the next 7 weeks, you're taking an institute class as well as professional skills. So it's growth. It's continuation of that growth mindset, professional skills, LinkedIn, resume building, cover letters, really setting you up for success in the business world. And then the third term is Pathway Connect 103. And you're taking university skills that's all about preparing you for BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College Online, an institute class, and your first certificate class. So by week 15, you are starting your first certificate through BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College. So it is a prescribed curriculum during Pathway Connect, but you'll be on your way to your first certificate in no time.
Awesome. So, and Brooke, I think the follow-up question is, do they take more than one of those classes at a time, or they go back to back, right?
Yeah, you go back to back. Yep. So you just take life skills and institute for 7 weeks, then the next 7 weeks, professional skills and institute, the third week, the third term, university skills and institute.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, you're being so patient. It takes us about 10 minutes to get to every question. We are just going to we're going to try to run through these as quick as possible. So how do I transfer my courses, Brooke, if somebody's taking courses somewhere else?
Yeah, so you're going to go as part of the application process when you go to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College. You're going to be able to submit those transcripts as part of your application process. You can also go to BYUpathway.edu/admissions/transfer-credits to learn a little bit more. You can also get an unofficial transfer credit evaluation, so you can share your information and what classes you've taken and really look and see, is this the right fit, and which classes are likely to transfer over.
Awesome. Okay, the next question says, hey, class starts tomorrow, but I really don't understand about getting around the portal and in structure. What can I do?
Okay, so Luciana, one thing that I would recommend is reaching out to your mentor. They're going to be able to do a full walkthrough for you. You also should have received an email with some links to videos that will walk you through the online student portal. And so I would, look for that email and those videos, and then I would reach out to your mentor to give you really a strong walkthrough of the student portal and how to access Canvas. So if you're not sure how to log into your student portal, Darby just pulled that up. So you can go to BYUpathway.edu and click sign in the upper right-hand corner. And then right here is where you'll sign into your student portal.
Perfect. And I was going to let it share my screen a little bit, and it's being a little bit slow right now. So, because I was going to show the student portal. So, okay, let's go ahead here. Is this program available in Nigeria, Brooke?
Yes. Yep. So if you go to BYUpathway.edu, you can look and see the application is still open for a short period to start classes tomorrow. There are a couple of locations where we've reached our enrollment cap for January. And if that's the case, then we'll let you get started in April. So classes start every January, April, and September. You'll go to BYUpathway.edu, and in the upper right-hand corner, there is a gold button that says Apply for Free. That will take you to our admissions page, and then that's where you can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway. And then you'll click on that gold Apply Now button, and you'll just say that you want to begin your application. So the application is free. There's no ACT, SAT requirement. There's no essays. You don't have to be a member of the church to participate in most places. And the only thing that you'll need to do is fill out the application. And if English is not your native language, you'll take a free English language assessment to learn a little bit more. And we do that just to make sure that you have the English skills necessary to succeed. And if you don't get a qualifying score on the free English language assessment, then we'll have you start with English Connect first, just to work through your English skills so that you're ready to have a great experience.
Fabulous. Okay. When do classes start again, Brooke?
Yeah, so classes start tomorrow, which is awesome. So January 8th is when they start. And then we have classes that start every January, April, and September. Are when the new semester start. But we also have, if you are ready to start Pathway Connect 102, those classes are actually going to start in February. So if long ago you did Pathway Connect 101 and you're ready to come back to 102, Pathway Connect 102 will start the middle of February.
Awesome. And that was the next question that I was going to pull up. So that was great. Starts in the middle of February. And then the follow-up question from Ruby also is, how do I contact my mentor? So I'll pull up this screen real quick and we can kind of show that really quickly too.
Right.
So you're going to click, you're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu, our main website, and you can click on Need Help. And you can put in your information. That's one way to get a hold of your mentor. Your mentor should have reached out to you. Is there any other way you want to tell people how to get a hold of their mentor, Brooke?
In your student portal, there should also be your mentor's contact information. Now, if you have not heard from your mentor and you just enrolled, I would give it a couple of days. We've had a spike in enrollment here right before the semester starts. So it's possible that your mentor hasn't been assigned yet if you just enrolled in the last couple of days. But if you've been enrolled for a couple of weeks and have not heard from your mentor yet, we want to know that. So in your student portal, there is an option for you to just share a little bit more about your experience with your mentor. We just started this program about a year ago now. And so we're still working through some kinks, but we want to make sure that our students have the best resources available. And so in your student portal, under the student resources section, there is a peer mentor problem call out in blue. And so right there, you can select that and that will take you to a little sheet where you can share more about your peer mentor experience if they have been unresponsive or unhelpful, if you're not getting the things that you need from them.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. I know we have a lot of people waiting for questions, so I'm going to try to go through as quickly as possible. We have, okay, so we had a question about classes starting. They start tomorrow on January 8th. And then I've tried to register a couple of times. It doesn't seem to work. What advice can you give for that, Brooke?
Yeah. So I would if you can give us a little bit more information on what classes you're trying to register for. So if it's Pathway Connect, 101 and 102, there's nothing really to register for per se, other than to select your gathering time, which you should have done as part of the application. So Pathway Connect 101 and 102 are prescribed curriculum. When you get to 103, you'll be able to select your first certificate class. And then when you're in BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College, that's when you'll be able to register for additional classes. If you're having trouble registering, it could be you might need to clear the cache on your browser. If you have a financial or other hold on your account, that would preclude you from being able to register. So if you could share a little bit more information with us, we can try to figure out what may or may not be happening and who we can direct you to.
Awesome. We have a shout out from Paraguay. We're excited for you to be here and somebody excited to start tomorrow. Keep putting your questions in the chat. Brooke and I will try to go through these as quick as possible. I know there's quite a few of you waiting, so thank you for being patient. Okay, we're going to jump over to Facebook for a minute. Awesome. We've got, after getting a certification from BYU Pathway, what's next, Brooke?
Yeah. So after Pathway Connect, our students that have a 3.0 or higher GPA, so that's essentially just your grade point average. So it equates to being a B average. So if you get at least a B average during Pathway Connect, you'll be able to go to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College online and receive certificates, associates, and bachelor's degrees. So we've got more than 30 certificates, 8 associates, and 7 bachelor's degrees that are U.S. accredited and often recognized all over the world. So it's a great opportunity for people everywhere.
All right, next up, it says, after Pathway Connect 103, how will I know which college to go to, Ensign or BYU, Idaho? So it depends on which degree you choose, right, Brooke?
Yes.
How do they know that? I don't actually know. Does it just tell them which one to apply to based on which degree path?
Yeah. So depending on what certificate you're going for, it'll say, oh, okay, great. Like you want to do BYU, Idaho, or this certificate is offered through Ensign College. So if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu, you're going to actually be able to see, if you go to the certificates and degrees page, and then the degree first, you can actually, when you click on a certificate or degree, it will tell you whether that's offered through Ensign College or BYU Idaho. So the Applied Business Management bachelor's degree is offered through BYU Idaho, while the communication degree is offered through Ensign College. So while you're on there, you can if you click on that bachelor's perfect, you'll see, oh, it's offered by Ensign College with BYU Pathway Worldwide. So depending on which certificate or bachelor's degree you're interested in will determine which school you go to.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Brooke, for that answer. We're going to go to, hey, I'm doing a block of 7 weeks, a class of 7 weeks this semester. At the end, do I have to apply for the next block? How does that work?
So if you you should just be able to register for the next session. So you wouldn't have to reapply. If you're taking classes this session, you'll just register for the next session.
Perfect. This says, hey, I have a question about the first certificate. I don't know if it's off topic. Nope. Give us your question. We will jump to it. We would love to hear it.
We will.
Okay, the next question has some identifying student information. So I'm not going to put it up on the screen yet, Brooke, but they don't know what their student status is. They don't know what courses to take. They applied for the social media management certificate at Ensign College. They're having trouble finding some stuff out. What advice would we give them so that we don't have to show their student ID and information up on the screen?
Yeah. So a couple of things. One, I would reach out to your mentor. They should be able to help you work through that and getting registered for classes, answering those types of questions. You can also send us a direct message with your student ID number and that information. And then we have a team of folks that can either submit a ticket for you or can answer the question directly. So send us a direct message with that information.
Awesome. Hey, I missed the age okay, so what is the age to get into BYU Pathway and how long does it take to complete it? So 2 questions. So the age, 17 if you finish secondary school or high school, or 18 and you don't have to have finished high school. That's the first part. And how long does it take? It can depend.
Yep. So Pathway Connect is a prescribed curriculum. So it's just 21 weeks. But when you go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, that's really up to you. So we have a sort of a prescribed way that would help someone finish a bachelor's degree in just 3 years. And you would need to take 2 classes per block year round in order to finish in 3 years. And we have students that do that now. They just are ready to go. They want to finish and they have the time and resources to allow them to do that. And we have other students that take 10 years because right now they can really only manage or afford to do 1 class at a time. And that's awesome. So it's really up to you after Pathway Connect how long it takes.
Perfect. Okay, so next question. Alessandra, if you're saying you sent us a direct message, that's great. Our team will pick that up. I didn't see a second question from you. So if you gave us direct message and gave us your information, then we'll be able to help you over there. Okay, so is it possible to enroll in the 15 credit courses in the first certificate at the same time? Okay, so we can kind of talk about how the certificates work and why they can take up to a year to complete, Brooke.
Yeah. So Mark, great question. Some of the classes in the certificate are what we call prerequisites or need to be taken before another class in the certificate. And so you'll be able to see based on the specific certificate, if you go to BYUpathway.edu, and there you'll be able to look at all of the certificates and the different requirements. It will give you a list of what potential outcomes, potential job opportunities, and then it will give you a list of the classes needed. And then some of those are going to be where you have to take one before the other. If there are no prerequisites, you could take them all at the same time. So it's really just going to depend on the certificate that you're interested in.
Yeah, and I will say often classes that are what are called 200 levels, like this 200 level course right here, are going to need to be taken. You're going to need to take the 100 level course first, is my guess. So that's probably the prerequisite to the 200 level course. And so when Brooke's saying there's different levels, you take kind of 100 level courses, then 200, then 300, then 400 level courses. So there are prerequisites there. All right. Is the application open?
Yes, for Pathway Connect, the application is still open. There are a couple of areas of the world that we've reached our enrollment cap, but you'll go to BYU-Pathway.edu. You'll click on the gold Apply for Free button, and then that's where you can start your application. And then if we've reached our enrollment cap in your area, we'll just let you know, great, you're ready to start in April. And so we would love to have you. We want to help you get your degree. So just go to BYU-Pathway.edu. And in that upper right-hand corner, you'll click Apply for Free. It'll
Perfect.
take you
Yeah.
over to questions to learn a little bit more.
And that's where you'll apply right there. Okay, we have got so many here, so many great questions. Keep them coming. How can I find an advisor, please? I have a question about my courses.
Yep. So your mentor is who you should be reaching out to. It looks like there's another question or comment from you that your mentor hasn't responded. So Ada, one, I'm so sorry. That is really frustrating that they haven't been responsive to you. So I would ask you if you can go in your student portal and report that. We want to understand if this is sort of a one-off issue or if this is happening to other students that your mentor is working with. So please make sure that you share a little bit more information about that in your student portal. And then if you can send us a direct message with your information, your student ID, we'll be able to have the team submit a ticket for you.
And here is this in the student portal. If you click up here on the button, it says resources. You'll click on that and this page will appear, and the peer mentor problem is right here on the right-hand side. It's in blue. Hit more info and it will open up a sheet for you to fill out. Mm-hmm. And those are all taken seriously. We have a team that is in charge of that and is in charge of reviewing those.
Yep.
Okay. I think I did this one. Okay. Yep. Let me move forward here. This is an English Connect. How many times can I apply for English Connect 3 to practice my English? Is there a limit?
Nope. You can do English Connect 3 as many times as you'd like. So I know, I think I've seen someone do it 4 times, 5 times. So it's really up to you. You can do it as many times as you'd like.
Fabulous. Okay. We are a little behind on Facebook here. We're going to keep rolling with some Facebook questions. On average, how long does it take to complete like the software development technology course? Is that an associate's or is that a bachelor's degree, Brooke?
So software development might actually be a certificate. One sec. I don't have all
Okay, Brooke's going to pull that up and I will also
so software development is, I lied. It is, I don't know why I said it is a bachelor's degree. Sorry, guys. I'm a little tired today. So the software development degree is a great option. It's available through BYU Idaho. And it's going, if you start in April, it's going to be between 90 and 96 credits to finish. And it's really going to depend on how many classes you feel comfortable taking each term, how quickly you can finish. We've seen some people finish in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's really sort of at your own pace. I've got a good friend who she's working on her bachelor's degree, and over the summertime, she just takes one class, and she takes a religion class because she's got kids at home and she says it's too much to manage during the summertime. So that's how she sticks with it and keeps chipping away one class at a time. So it's really going to be up to you how long it takes.
Perfect. And if you're just joining us, we're at the halfway point. I'm Darby, and this is...
I'm Brooke.
And this is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
And so it's taking about 10 to 15 minutes to get to every question. So just stay with us. We're doing Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It's kind of crazy. I think Brooke already addressed this question about how to work if your mentor hasn't been contacting you. Mm-hmm. So we're going to move forward. So this question says, what are the new students in Pathway Connect going to do if they don't have a gathering group in their area? So they should have a remote version, right?
Yep. So if there's not a physical gathering group near you, there should be a virtual option for you to choose from, and you'll just meet together on Zoom.
Okay. So if somebody's having a problem finding that, maybe when they registered, what should they do, Brooke?
So in your student portal, on the left-hand side, there should be a button that says My Gathering. And right there, we'll have the information for your gathering, and your service missionary should have reached out. So yep, just right there on the left side of your student portal, My Gathering, and the information for your gathering will be there.
Perfect. And if I was enrolled in Pathway Connect right now, when I push this arrow down, it would appear. And it has before. I've taken Pathway Connect in the past. So, okay. Awesome. So a question about tuition, Brooke.
Yeah, so tuition, it varies based on where you live. So if you start with Pathway Connect, you're going to go to BYUpathway.edu/tuition. You can see how much it costs in your home country. Here in the United States, it's 81 US dollars a credit. And then it varies based on other locations. But on the tuition URL, you're going to be able to check for your home country. Now, another thing that Darby and I haven't talked about yet this session is scholarships or tuition discount. So every student that's serviced through BYU Pathway Worldwide has scholarship opportunities available to them. This is free tuition discounts, thanks in large part to some really generous donors who want you guys to succeed and to have a great experience and to be able to keep cost low for you. So the Heber J. Grant tuition discount is available for all students worldwide. And you're going to be able to go in your student portal after you've enrolled. There should be a banner or a button that says Heber J. Grant or tuition discount. And when you'll go and learn a little bit about the life of President Heber J. Grant, who is a president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You will then go and answer some questions about your life, and you'll receive either 10, 25, or 50% off. And that scholarship amount should come fairly quickly after you do that. So I haven't personally filled out that application, but from what I understand, it pops up almost immediately after you complete it.
So the question is, I did it about 1 to 2 weeks ago. How do I see if I'm approved? And it should just appear in your tuition in your student portal, I believe, right?
In your finances tab, in your student portal, you should be able to see that a tuition discount was applied to your amount due.
Yeah, and I believe if you're in your student portal and you come up here under finances and you click on Heber J. Grant tuition discount, so you can see your status. If I zoom in here, you can see your status and the amount of tuition discount you were awarded. So, and yeah, it takes about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, depending, to complete that. And it should appear there. I'm not a current student right now, so I can't see everything, but I believe that when you go to pay your tuition, it also appears. But you should be able to look right here in case maybe that just an email got missed. I'm hoping that's just the case, and that it's actually been awarded. Okay. Let's keep going. Next question is a question about employment, Brooke. So are there any part-time or full-time jobs BYU Pathway can give out after completing your degree or certificate?
Yeah. So to work for BYU Pathway Worldwide, you actually need to live in the United States in Utah or Idaho. And you can go on our website to see what opportunities are available through there. Our career development team is working on partnerships with organizations around the world, though, to offer new opportunities to students or preferred opportunities to our students. So stay tuned as we work through more of those details. We also are working on some different career development things. So we have BYUpathway.edu/LinkedIn is a great resource where you can work through and see, what makes a great LinkedIn profile? What might we recommend you do to be able to stand out amongst recruiters? And then we also have an alumni and friends group for BYU Pathway Worldwide. And later this year, we're going to be starting a career development series where we're going to be talking about resume reviews, informational interviews, landing a job interview, lots of really great stuff. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Okay, we've got about 20 questions just on Facebook that we're about 10 minutes behind on. So we're going to go as quickly as we can here. After BYU Pathway Online, can I come to the U.S. for schooling?
Yeah. So if you're interested in coming to the U.S. for schooling, you'll need to work with those universities that you might be interested. BYU Pathway Worldwide is not designed to help people get to the United States. So you'll want to go to BYU Idaho's website or whichever university you are interested in studying at and work through their application process to come to the States.
Perfect. Okay, next question. Question about tuition. Do I need to pay the tuition right after the application form? Do the Heber J. Grant tuition discount first?
Yep.
That's the first part.
Yes. So please make sure you do that. And then if you are a Pathway Connect student, you have a couple of weeks into the term to pay your tuition. So if you need to make installment payments, that's perfectly fine. But as Darby said, make sure you're doing your tuition discount first.
Awesome. Okay. Is it possible to register for right now? Okay, so the link to register, you're just going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. Let me pull that URL up. I can't send it right now, but I'll try to send it in a minute because that's a Facebook comment. Yeah. But that's the URL to register.
And you'll just go to apply for free in the upper right-hand corner.
Perfect. On average, how long does it? Okay, we had this question. Fabulous. So I am from Peru, and so getting my bachelor's degree, is it possible to work for the public schools? I don't know the rules in Peru for the teaching degree certificates. Do you know, Brooke? Because we don't have teaching degree certificates.
We don't. So I'm not sure what the rules are individually in Peru, but we do have a number of, great certificates that are accredited through the United States and would be great options for you to be able to work in a number of places.
Okay. We have an English Connect 3 question. I finished my assessment, so I'm ready to start English Connect 3.
Awesome.
How are things going to be there? So what does that kind of look like for English Connect 3, Brooke? What is the process? What's to be expected?
So English Connect 3, you will also have a weekly gathering. So you have service missionaries and other students around the world who are learning English right alongside you. And so you'll meet with them weekly, and then there'll be some assignments where you can work on your reading, your writing, your grammar, your comprehension. So during your gathering, you're really practicing speaking. So there'll be some different prompts online on EnglishConnect.org. There are some study prompts and some activities that you can do to get prepared each week of the gathering.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to go to one of our Instagram questions. So we did those two. I completed my associate's degree in 2021, and it seems like the degree length has changed. If I want to complete my bachelor's degree, how long is it going to take me?
Yeah, so Mary, it's going to depend on what your associate's degree is in, and if you're just looking to get a bachelor's degree in that same subject now. And so if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu, the Degree in 3 website, which Darby will pull that up in just a second. So it's Degree in 3. There's some more information about the 3-year degree. And then there's also more information with a frequently asked question.
Oh, Brooke, you kind of froze there for a minute.
So the 3-year degree has a lot of great information about BYU Pathway, the opportunity to do the 3-year degree, and if it's a good fit for you, and if that's going to be an option. So I would say it depends on how quickly you'll be able to finish the bachelor's degree based on what your associate's degree in, and if it's the same subject. So I would go to that Degree in 3 website to learn a little bit more. And then you'll also be able to get information about, who can I reach out to if I've got questions. There is a URL that you can visit there. So go to Degree in 3 to learn a little bit more right now. And then I believe it's going to be next month or early March, we're going to have a webinar that's dedicated to the 3-year degree and just answering as many questions as possible because we know there's a lot out there.
Perfect. Okay. Let's keep going, Brooke. Hey, I just finished my certificate and I want to continue to the degree level. Is that possible? Yeah, yes. That's how BYU Pathway is built.
Yep. So for those of you who aren't familiar, we do what's called a certificate first model. So in the same amount of time, same amount of money that you would typically go to university and receive a bachelor's degree, you're going to be able to receive 3 certificates, an associate's, and a bachelor's degree. So it's a tremendous opportunity. And Rosie, you're just going to register for the next semester. That's it. So as long as you're in good standing and don't have any holds on your account, you'll be able to continue moving forward and working toward your bachelor's degree.
Perfect. Okay. Next question. Okay. Is there an opportunity to finish a degree in cybersecurity?
So we don't have cybersecurity exactly. We have degrees in information technology and software development.
Okay. Brucky, I'm not sure what your question is. It's someone's interest to choose what he or she is like. Okay, I'm not positive. If you have another follow-up question, we would love to hear from you. What are some of the perks of the degrees?
Yeah. So BYU Pathway Worldwide and getting a degree through BYU Idaho or Ensign College online. One, it is all online. You can pick the classes that are going to be best suited for you at a day and time that's going to work for you. So it is awesome to have that freedom and flexibility to do school on your own time, in your own way. So you don't have to move. You don't have to quit your job. You can keep going with everything else that you've got happening in your life. And then I would say you're going to make lifelong friends. There are people that I went to school with almost 20 years ago now that I'm still friends with. And it's so fun to see them and hear from them. And so for me, I feel like that's such a big perk of school. And especially I feel like a BYU education, just the friendships that you make will last forever. And it's a great price. You really can't beat it. So if you're here in the United States, you're paying just 81 US dollars a credit when you start with Pathway Connect. If you want to go directly to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, it's 139 US dollars a credit, which is still like an amazing price. Really, like, can't really be beat here in the US. And you're getting just like a phenomenal education with teachers and peers that really care about what they're doing and studying.
Yeah. All right. Next question says, when do classes start? Tomorrow.
Yep.
So can people still register for Pathway Connect? That's the follow-up question I have.
Yes. Yep. So you're just going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. We've reached our enrollment cap in a couple of locations, but by and large, you're going to just go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to click Apply for Free. That will take you to our admissions page where you can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway. And then you'll click on Apply Now. So it's pretty easy to get started, and we'd love to help you.
Okay, we have a question about age, Brooke. So we have somebody who's hasn't finished high school and is 17, but would like to see we'd like to see more of the benefit of her attending school. Can she apply? What are kind of the rules?
Yeah. So if you are under the age of 18, you need to have a high school diploma or secondary school diploma. But as soon as you turn 18, you don't have to have a high school diploma or secondary school diploma and can get started. So you can go to BYU-Pathway.edu. Again, if you are 16 or 17 and have a high school diploma or secondary school diploma, you can start now. Otherwise, you need to be 18 to start.
Okay. Fabulous. Okay, so next up, I'm interested. We'll review that real quick. How does somebody come and apply, Brooke?
Yep, you're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a gold button that says Apply for Free. That will then take you to our admissions page where you can learn more about BYU Pathway Worldwide. And then you'll click on that gold Apply Now button. If you're a new student, you'll click Begin Application. And then if you're a returning student form. So the one thing I'll point out is if you don't already have, excuse me, if you don't already have a free church account, you'll need to create one. And that's just done through the church account. And it's fairly easy and free to do so.
Perfect. And that answers this question too, which is a link to those who would like to enroll. I can't put a link in right now, but I'm going to go ahead and put up the URL for the main website. It's pretty short, BYU-Pathway.edu is all you need to go to, and that will take you to the enrollment form. All right. So next is what scholarships are available besides the Heber J. Grant tuition discount?
Yeah. So if you have recently returned home from a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you are eligible for the recently returned missionary tuition discount. This is good for 5 years from the day you return home, and it's worth 25% off your tuition, and that stacks with the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. So if you recently returned home from a mission, it needs to be a full-time mission, whether proselyting or service, and you'll be eligible for that tuition discount. So it's going to be 25% off the board, and then stacked with Heber J. Grant, it'll be 35 to 75% off. Additionally, if we have students who have fallen on hard times or had something happen in their life, they can talk with their mentor about a mentor bridge scholarship that's good for one semester. And so if you're having trouble and the Heber J. Grant tuition discount still isn't getting you there, please reach out to your mentor.
And Brooke, I have to give a shout out to some of our friends on Facebook right now that I'm seeing who are answering questions for me that I can't answer that quickly.
Thank you.
So we appreciate and love all of you who are able to help answer. We have people who answer questions in Spanish sometimes for us as we have questions that come up. Know that we see it and we appreciate your help because I can't do it that fast. And so, nor type that way in this program. So
thank you.
Okay, we're going to keep going. Good evening, sisters. Can students who are BYU Idaho students sign up for BYU Pathway 2?
Great question. So I think I might need a little bit more information. So if you are already enrolled in BYU Idaho and you're a campus student, it probably wouldn't make a lot of sense for you to do BYU Pathway. But if you are an online student and want to pause your studies and do Pathway Connect, that is an option. But I don't think it would make sense to do BYU I and Pathway Connect at the same time. We have some students that do Pathway Connect and English Connect at the same time, but that's about it.
Next question says, hey, is there a way for somebody with an associate's degree in a math disability, can I work towards a bachelor's degree? Yeah, so do we have, is there anything about accommodations that that you know of? I'm sure BYU Idaho and Ensign have those.
Yeah, there are some different accommodations, and you'll need to work with your advisor and your mentor to learn more about that, just so that we can understand what accommodations might be needful.
Okay, everyone is doing great. We just have a shout out. Thank you. We love working for BYU Pathway and helping everyone achieve their goals for education. Okay, so hey, I was supposed to start with BYU Idaho tomorrow, but had some issues and had to retake Pathway Connect 102 to get the B average to continue. What are my options now? I believe I missed the boat. So yeah, why don't you talk through this?
So Pathway Connect 102 starts in February. So you have not missed the boat. You can absolutely get started with Pathway Connect 102 in February, and then you'll be able to transition to BYU Idaho in April. So you haven't missed the boat. You can just go on as a returning student to retake Pathway Connect 102.
Next question. Good evening, sisters. How can I apply for the spring semester? It's only allowing me to choose a January 8th start date.
Yep. So right now we're defaulting everyone into the January 8th date. If you want to start in April, just give us about a week and we'll have the application switched over to springtime.
Perfect. Okay. So next question says, hey, I had to stop my first certificate for some reasons, and I know that my scholarship for Heber J. Grant tuition is good for 2 years. If I go back to BYU Idaho, do I need to reapply? I'm from the Philippines.
Awesome. Francia, you shouldn't have to. That should just be in your student portal. And if for whatever reason it's having trouble or issues, let us know. You should be able to just pick right back up with that tuition discount when you re-register for classes. If there's any problems, let us know.
Next question has to do about, hey, how do I continue doing my certificate for project management? I'm almost done. So Rosie, okay, Brooke, I'll let you answer that first and then we can jump in.
Yeah. So Rosie, if you're just going to register for your next classes. So you'll log into your student portal and you'll be able to register for those next classes. So if you took classes from BYU Idaho last semester, you should actually be able to log into your student portal and just get registered to start classes tomorrow. I know BYU Idaho and Ensign College are still letting folks register for classes today. So please make sure you go on and do that soon.
Next question is, am I too late to apply for the degree?
For January, yes. So we'll have applications open for BYU Idaho and Ensign College online here in a couple of weeks. Once those applications are live and ready for you, we will get on here and start talking about those. So you have missed the deadline to start a new application for BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, but you have not missed the deadline for BYU Pathway Worldwide, Pathway Connect.
Awesome. This next comment just says, hey, I need to get a little more confident in writing papers before I sign up for Pathway Connect. The really cool thing about Pathway Connect is that, especially if you're not confident in math or writing, it starts very simple and it works into harder and harder. And so even if you're not feeling very confident, the great thing about starting, because you start with Pathway Connect 101, is it's going to feel very accessible for most people. So I would suggest starting and working on that, and you work with your group and your gathering, and you'll start to build that confidence as you work together. So that's my advice. I took Pathway Connect last year, and I saw a lot of my fellow classmates experience that growth that happens as you start to work together. Okay, we have a question about coming to the States, Brooke.
Yeah, so BYU Pathway Worldwide is not designed to help students come to the United States. It's really designed to help students stay and live and work exactly where they live today. If you're interested in coming to the United States for school, you'll need to work with the campus that you're interested in studying at.
Perfect. I had to pause in 2020, but my account has been on hold since then. I've tried to pay the tuition, but it's not accepting my card and I want to enroll. Any advice?
Okay. If you can send us a direct message with your student ID information, I will do my best to reach out to a colleague today and see if I can figure out what's going on and how we can get that hold off. So if you'll send us a direct message with your student ID and exactly what you just shared here in the chat, we'll get that over to them as soon as we can.
Fabulous. Okay. Am I still eligible to apply for the degree? I think Titus had a question above and I need to find it.
So it was just,
am I too late? So it was, am I too late? And then am I still eligible?
Yeah. So you'll just need to wait a couple of weeks to apply to get started with the degree through BYU Idaho or Ensign College online. We'll let you know as soon as those applications are open.
Okay. We have a 3-year degree question coming up, Brooke. It says, I started my online degree program from Ensign, and then the announcement came about the 90 credit degree. Would that apply automatically, or do I have, or does that apply? Okay. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you are interested in switching to the 3-year degree, there'll be some more communication this semester. And then advisors will work with you if that's going to be the best option for you. So 9 times out of 10, switching to the 90 credit, 96 credit degree is going to be a great fit. But there's some students that if they're really far into their degree, waiting and just doing the 120 credit degree is actually going to be better for them.
You just had a shout out.
Reapply or do something else.
Oh, right. We're glad to be here to answer questions. We're almost done. We're almost through the whole list of questions. We're glad we can be here with you. This is one of mine and Brooke's very favorite things to do, is to come on here and answer questions and just to see how you all are doing. And we get a whole new group of people every time, and it's amazing. When does the next semester start, Brooke?
Starts tomorrow, January 8th.
Yeah. Is there still time to apply? That's the follow-up.
Yes. So if you are interested in starting Pathway Connect, you're just going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll click Apply for Free. And that's where you can start your application. You'll go to the admissions page. You'll learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway. And then you'll click on that gold Apply Now button, which is awesome. And the whole thing should take about 20 minutes to go through the application. If English is not your native language, you will need to take a free English language assessment as part of the application. And that's really designed just to help you make sure that you can succeed and have a great experience in BYU Pathway.
Awesome. We are almost through all of our questions. The next question, can someone apply for more courses at the same time? This is a question we get a lot about Pathway Connect, because it goes Pathway Connect 101, 102, 103. And a lot of people are like, why can't I just take them at the same time? So can they do that, Brooke?
Yeah. So it is not designed to do that. So during Pathway Connect, it's a prescribed curriculum. Once you get to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College online, you can take as many classes as your heart desires.
Yep. And so, that's kind of like the follow-up comment here. Yeah, as long as you can manage the course load. So yeah, once you get to you working on your degree, it's kind of like how fast or slow you need to go based on your life So, okay, so ecclesiastical endorsement. That's a
Yeah.
great question.
And a great
So when do they need an ecclesiastical endorsement, Brooke?
Yeah, not until BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College Online. So starting with Pathway Connect, there's no ecclesiastical endorsement required. There's no SAT, ACT requirements. There's no application fee. So Pathway Connect is extremely accessible. And then when transitioning to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College, you still don't have to provide ACT or SAT so long as you've come through Pathway Connect. But at that point, you will need an ecclesiastical endorsement.
Perfect. Not so much a question, but an FYI, I started Pathway Connect this week, and I found out that I still have credit from Institute classes taken 30 years ago. That's awesome. That's the great thing about if you took credit Institute classes for credit, that you can have that credit.
And that's like the total beauty of BYU Pathway is we will do everything we can to count the credits that you've taken. So if maybe you went to school 20 years ago, some of those credits will count, which is awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we have a kind of a little conversation here. So we have how much does it cost? And then we kind of had a follow-up. It really does depend on the country that you live in.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's show that. I'm going to pull up the tuition page, Brooke, so we can show that for people real quick.
Yeah. So like Darby said, and thanks so much, Fillmore, for helping respond. So it's all based on where you live. You're going to go to byupathway.edu/tuition. And once you're on that website, you're going to be able to select your home country to see what the cost is in your country. So in the United States, it's $81 US a credit. And then it's prorated based on where you live. So depending on your home country, that's where you'll be able to see. So you'll change that gold United States to whatever country you live in, and you'll be able to see the price there. And then it's just Pathway Connect is 3 credits each. And so it would just be 3 times whatever the rate is there. You can also click on that Learn More button that is in the link. And that sort of dives down a little bit more into tuition. So if you scroll down, you'll be able to see more of, okay, what's the tuition rate in the United? So if you just click the United States or any country, we can walk through the example real fast. So say, okay, cool, it's $81 US a credit. And then if you click on this tool, you'll be able to see the cost for your whole degree. So this tool is a great option where it'll sort of lay out, okay, here's what you pay if you started with Pathway Connect, if you didn't start with Pathway Connect, if you have no credits, it will sort of walk you through the whole process. So it's a great resource that's available for students to better understand the cost of not just Pathway Connect, but their entire degree.
Oh, that's really cool, Brooke. I don't even think I knew about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I can have it calculate right there. So I chose that I did complete Pathway Connect, and then I'm in the United States. It tells me my credits, and then it tells me kind of the estimated cost of each of the steps.
Darby, I'm not sure, but on my screen, at least, there's a slight delay. It's still just showing.
Let me try to add that back in here. No, it's just slow.
So, but it's byupathway.edu/degrees/tuition, #tuition. So I'll send it to Darby and oh, there you go. Perfect. It's there.
Perfect. Okay. So, couple of quick questions here. Oh, wow. We just had a whole bunch pop in. We're going to try to go as fast as we can. I think we answered this about the ecclesiastical endorsement. You need it for when you enter BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College, but not Pathway Connect.
Yep.
Can I apply again? Yes, you sure
Yes.
can.
Yep. You'll just go to returningstudent.byupathway.org, or you can go to byupathway.edu/admissions and select your returning student. We would love to have you back, Armand.
Perfect. Okay. All right, let's keep rolling here. We've got a few that popped in.
Okay. Do our best.
I will try. We'll try our best. So again, a cost question. So what's the cost of the first semester for BYU Pathway?
So it really depends on where you live. In the United States, it's 3 credits at $81 each. So it's $243 for the first semester. And that's before first term. And that's before any tuition discounts. So everyone who applies for the Heber J. Grant tuition discount will receive at least 10% off. So 10, 25, or 50% off based on your needs.
And we have more friends in the comments helping us, Brooke, today. Like you guys have it covered where we're so slow up here. Well, they're giving like the amount for the country. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Okay, sorry. There's a few more questions in here. There's a whole conversation going on. Someone says, hey, I want my granddaughter to do this. Yeah. So as long as they're at least 18 or 17 and graduated from high school, they are eligible. Okay. So there's a couple of comments where somebody has given their student ID. I'm not going to show that up on the screen. So, the question says, hey, I had to pause my degree study in 2020, but my account has been on hold. I've tried to pay. Oh, we saw that one. They asked it again. So maybe they missed the answer, Brooke.
Yeah. So you're just gonna, if you can send us a direct message, so not just in the comment section, but if you're watching on Facebook, there's going to be a little button on the page that says message. It's a great button with a little sort of sideways lightning bolt, and that will open a private message chat with us.
Perfect. Okay, so a tuition question again. So the cost of Pathway Connect is $81 here in the US, right? So how many credits for the first semester? So the first, like Pathway Connect 101 is 3 credits, correct, Brooke? So all of Pathway Connect would be 9.
Yep. So for the first term, it's $243 before any application discounts. Awesome.
We have somebody asking about, they don't say their country when they go to, look at the tuition rate. Is this a known problem?
I'm going to look at it. So Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, or I'm going to butcher saying it in French.
You're going to butcher it. Yeah, don't.
Cote d'Ivoire is absolutely eligible. And so it is $8.75 per credit, and that's US dollars. So I'm going to look. For some reason, I'm not seeing it in one of the spots that it should be. So I'm going to reach out to our website folks and get that updated. But it is showing when you look at the full tuition breakdown.
Okay. But it's not on the short BYU-Pathway.edu/tuition. It is there?
It is there. There's just one other spot where it wasn't, but it is on that webpage.
Okay. Oh, no, I see it now.
Yep.
So on mine, I believe I'm showing the wrong one. Let me show it real quick and I'll show you that I can see it. So yeah, here it is.
Yep.
And that's just BYU-Pathway.edu/tuition on that webpage. Okay, perfect. Okay, fabulous. What's the deadline to apply for Pathway Connect, Brooke?
It is still open. So if you want to start in January, the application is still open through today. We might even leave it open so long as we've got space for a couple more days. But I would get it started ASAP because classes start tomorrow. ASAP, for those who aren't familiar, is as soon as possible. You're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu, and in the upper right-hand corner, there is a button that says apply for free. And that's where you'll want to go to get started.
Okay. Whew, you guys are giving us a run for our money here. We are going as quick as we can. There's still a handful of questions I want to try to get to. So somebody has a question. Is the Heber J. Grant tuition discount like a one-time award, Brooke?
No. So it is good for approximately 2 years, and then you'll just reapply. So it is a great option. And if something has changed in your life, if there's been a job loss, a move, something significant, please let your mentor know. But the Heber J. Grant tuition discount is good through graduation.
Perfect. How does somebody, kind of get started with English Connect?
Yeah, you're going to go to englishconnect.org. And then on the website, it's in several languages, so you can review in whatever language you're most comfortable with. And then you'll visit Join Now, and you'll see more information about English Connect 1, 2, and 3.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to keep rolling here. Okay, so there's kind of some conversations going on in here. Hey, sisters, tomorrow I will start my first certificate. I've chosen the TEFL, but after finishing, I would like to get a bachelor's degree in information technology. Is that possible?
Yes. So that's awesome that you are working on that certificate. And then it's just going to depend. You might end up graduating with 4 certificates instead of 3. There are a couple of required certificates as part of the information technology degree, but you can absolutely switch to the information technology degree after completing this TEFL certificate.
We have a question about getting a job and study.
Yeah. So Jamal, one thing that we have put together is BYUpathway.edu/LinkedIn, where we are recommending some tips for folks to set up a great LinkedIn profile, how to do some networking. We also have an alumni and friends group on LinkedIn that you can join, and we'll be having some more information on resume reviews, preparing for job interviews. And our career development team is working hard right now to work to get job opportunities for students worldwide. So stay tuned as we continue to make progress there. One of our hiring partners is Hire Bloom. So you can visit hirebloom.com. And as long as you're a Pathway Connect BYU Pathway student, you'll be able to go in there and submit an application for BYU.
Right, Brooke, is this the right URL for that?
Yes.
Fabulous. Okay, we still have a few here. So this is a question about fees. So past fees absolutely need to be paid before continuing.
Yes. Yep. So if there's any financial hold on your account, you'll need to take care of those before you can register for the next term.
Okay, I finished Pathway Connect in 2016. What kind of discount can I have? I'm from Ecuador. So finishing Pathway Connect, and they might be talking about like when they go on to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College.
Yeah.
What's available to them?
So you are going to be eligible for that tuition, the Pathway Connect tuition discount. So whatever current rate Pathway Connect is in Ecuador is what you will pay for BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College online. That's one of the coolest parts about Pathway Connect is those who complete Pathway Connect, when you transition from Pathway Connect to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College online, the rate that you're paying for Pathway Connect will go with you. So you'll be able to take advantage of that awesome discount. And as Darby and I like to say, once a Pathway Connect student, always a Pathway Connect student, or BYU Pathway. And so that tuition discount stays with you. And even though you finished it almost 8 years ago, you're still gonna pay whatever the current Pathway Connect rate is.
Awesome. Okay, so what is the deadline to pay tuition?
So if you are a BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College student, it is due the first day of classes, which is January 8th. If you are a Pathway Connect, if you're currently in Pathway Connect, you're going to be able to make payments over the term. So you'll need to be paid in full before you register for the next term.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to keep going here. Okay, so we have a question. They need to connect with somebody. They took classes in 2020 and the transcript says a D, but they got a last minute assignment and they raised it to a C. So it sounds like the grade that's reflected on the transcript isn't what was like actually awarded. So there might be a problem there. Okay, yeah, there's a lot going on here. So Brooke's just reading it real quick.
Okay, so Tani, if you could send us a direct message with this information, and if you remember your student ID information, that would be helpful. We can then, some of our team members will be able to create a ticket for you to try to figure out what's going on.
Perfect. When is the next term or semester, Brooke?
Yeah, so Pathway Connect, BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College Online all start tomorrow, January 8th. After that, we'll have classes beginning in second block for Pathway Connect 102 in February, and then the next semester will start in April. So classes begin every January, April, and September for BYU Pathway, which is awesome.
Awesome. Oh, we have like so many of these questions in here where other people answering for me, which I appreciate. So I'm going to skip ahead to the next question. So they're asking about the English level. What level of English is needed to start studying through BYU Pathway, Brooke?
So I actually don't know what B2 or C1 means, but you'll need like what we refer to as intermediate mid English levels. And so in Pathway Connect, you'll go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll click Apply for Free. And then there is a free English language assessment as part of the application. And then you'll just need to get a qualifying score on that assessment. So again, you'll go to BYU-Pathway.edu to get started.
Awesome. Yeah. And those A1, B1, C levels, those are all like when you study like a language as, anyway, there's different levels awarded. So I don't know what ours equals up to. We'll have to ask somebody who's in charge of that, if like kind of what the general range is, so people will know. Also, I think that we might actually be done with questions, Brooke. This has been amazing. So we're glad to have been here with all of you. I'm Darby, and this is Brooke, and this is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
And we will see you later this week. We'll answer lots of questions. Thank you, everyone, for all of your amazing questions. And thank you for all of you who helped in the comments. We appreciate it so much. All right.
Thank you.